Good morning, Gray Oaks members. Juan Gutierrez here, the Director of Agronomy. We haven't talked in a while, and I've had some inquiries regarding the Pine Golf Course, and I figure we take this beautiful Thursday morning to address some of those questions. Let's start with the beautiful number 10 of the Pine, which is a hole that is like no other here on property. Why? Because it's got an infinity edge. Andrew, on every one of his designs, has a hole that has what he calls an infinity edge. And he does that for a reason. He wants every golfer to question whether the yardage is correct when you're standing on the fairway or the rough or wherever it is that you're going to hit it from. Because not having any background on the back of the green is going to play tricks on you. And I think Andrew achieved a wonderful infinity hole here on number 10 of the Pine, and is one of my favorites. Now we're going to talk about the Pine bunkers. Some concerns have been brought out to our attention, like is the Pine sand in the bunkers different? Well, folks, this sand is called G-angle sand, and it's the same sand that we have on the estuary bunkers, on the palm bunkers, and all the practice facilities worth of bunkers. When you build a new golf course, there are two common things that happen at the end of the construction. If you've had a successful construction, which we did, you're going to have firm greens, because you roll them excessively to promote lateral growth when you're planting the sprigs on the greens. Up north they use seed, over here in the south we use sprigs. And the bunker cavity gets filled with the sand, and after it's filled with the sand and it's checked with the proper amount of sand throughout the bunker, the contractor and then ourselves, we use water hoses and a hydraulic compacting machine in efforts to reduce the amount of air in between each sand particle. So the way that it works is this sand, which is called the G-angle sand, is applied, and the more that it rains, the faster it compacts, because the more that it rains, the less airspace that is in between each one of those sand particles. I've also heard that, what about my club up north that uses the sand and it compacts faster? There are many factors that go into sand compacting faster. I guarantee you that a club in Ohio is not buying sand from a mine in Florida, which we do. Our sand comes from a mine in Florida. So a lot of factors, what I mean with a lot of factors is the sand, where it comes from, and also how much rain you have. At the end of the day, we all base our bunker sand with one parameter, the USDA. The USDA has different sand particles that compose a bunker sand. You have these much fines, these much medium-sized particles, and these much larger sand particles. And that makes a bunker to be fit in the USDA specifications. We are going to do everything we can this summer to expedite the compaction of the sand, but I cannot guarantee you that they're going to be as firm as the estuary of the palm bunkers, because those bunkers are much older than this one, but they will be better. If you can just please exercise a little patience, I promise you these bunkers in time will be just as nice and firm as the bunkers on the other two courses. And if you please walk with me towards the green here on 17 Pine, another concern that I heard is the greens and how the greens look a little bit off color, like green or almost yellow. Well, folks, if you remember when I spoke with you a couple months back, I talked about how bad the weather was, how little sunlight we were getting, how it was cold at night, and how much rain we were getting. When those conditions were stressing the greens, we back off any mechanical stress on the greens so the plant does not have any excessive stress. So what that means is when you have less than ideal growing conditions, you don't roll as much and you don't mow as low to the ground, because you want the grass to take a break, because Mother Nature is causing the stress on it due to the cooler temperatures, the excess rain, and the lack of sunlight. As you can see, beautiful day today here in April. So we now can exercise stress to the green. What do I mean by that? Now we roll them more often, we mow them at a lower height of cut, and what that does is the green shows a little bit off coloring. But they are beautiful, they are healthy, and the average green speed has increased from 2 months ago, roughly 1.5 feet to 2 feet. So we're very happy with being able to provide you with these tournament-ready conditions on the greens. Thank you again for all your support and for everything you do for us at Gray Oaks. Keep enjoying your golf courses.